Hello and welcome to today's Living Word. I'm Dwayne Matz. We're continuing in the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 28. And I'm going to start out with a disclaimer. Please forgive my mispronunciation of all of these cities, okay? We'll do our best, but I know I'm not hitting them right on the head. All right, we're speaking about the king Sennacherib of the Assyrians, who is going to be attacking Jerusalem. And this basically is the road to Jerusalem for Sennacherib. He has come to Aiath. He has passed Migron. At Michmash, he has attended to his equipment. They have gone along the ridge. They have taken up lodging at Geba. Ramah is afraid. Gibeah of Saul has fled. Lift up your voice, O daughter of Gallim. Cause it to be heard as far as Laish. O poor Anathoth. Madmenah has fled. The inhabitants of Gebim seek refuge. As yet he will remain at Nob that day. He will shake his fist at the mount of the daughter of Zion, the hill of Jerusalem. Behold, the Lord of hosts, will lop off the bough with terror. Those of high stature will be hewn down, and the haughty will be humbled. He will cut down the thickets of the forest with iron, and Lebanon will fall by the mighty one. That's Isaiah 10, 28 through 34. And again, forgive the mispronunciations. But this is an incredible prophetic portion of Isaiah. Before this went down, he lays it out for us. He lays out the battle plan that the king of Assyria would follow to conquer Jerusalem. This was the king of Assyria's road to Jerusalem, if you will. He would attack from the north, conquering Aiath, Migron, and Michmash, where he would lay up his heavy war machinery, perhaps figuring, this is so easy, I really don't need it. Well, he figured right, because after he took Michmash, there was little opposition. Geba lodged his troops, Ramah was afraid, Gibeah fled, Gallim pleaded for help to no avail, Madmenah fled, and the inhabitants of Gebim sought refuge. So he had no opposition. He was just marching straight through to Jerusalem. He would get as far as Nob, about 2.5 miles from the city, and he would get no farther than that. He could see it, even got his troops to surround it, but he would not be allowed to take it. He would not be allowed by God to take it. All he'd be able to do would be to shake his fist at this holy city. The armies of King Sennacherib are likened to a forest here as they stand with their spears pointing to the sky, but the Lord of hosts will bring them down to size, lopping off their prideful boughs with a holy terror. They and their pride will be hewn down and fallen. The army standing tall would be laid flat like a forest harvested of all of its trees. The holy terror came to Sennacherib's army in the form of the angel of the Lord, and 185,000 spear-carrying soldiers experienced the terror of the Holy One before they died. The next day, they were found in the camp, lifeless, with their spears strewn about like fallen trees. 2 Kings 19:35 tells us what it looked like. And it came to pass on a certain night that the angel of the Lord went out and killed in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when people arose early in the morning, there were the corpses, all dead. What an amazing prophecy. And just think of the comfort for the people of Jerusalem who believed this word of the Lord spoken by Isaiah. Now, we read this and we go, well, how does this help you and I? Well, think of Sennacherib and his legions as the devil and his demons. A certain night is coming for them as well. It's called Judgment Day. And to their end, as well as those who are prideful and reject Christ, will be sudden and terrifying as well. They will beg for rocks to fall on them rather than face the holy gaze of Jesus. Revelation 6:15 says, and the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. Yeah, that's what we can learn from this account. But you know, it doesn't have to end this way for you. Stay within the safety of the walls of Jerusalem. Believe in the word of God and remain under the protection of Christ through faith in him. I'm Dwayne Matz, and that's today's Living Word.